Happy 2020 to all of my hotshot truckers, my owner operators, my dispatchers, my freight brokers. Happy 2020, and I hope you had a successful 2019 in this hotshot trucking industry, or I should say, trucking industry uh, by itself. But what I'm going to do today, I'm going to do my top 5 lessons learned in 2019 for hotshot trucking. Top 5 lessons learned in 2019 for hotshot trucking. Just to give you a background on myself, like most of you guys, you probably started off by watching videos on YouTube about hotshot trucking. I started off watching videos on YouTube about hotshot trucking. So, January 2019, I started my own hotshot trucking company. Today, I have a small fleet of trucks. Um, but I started off in January 2019. I didn't know anything about the industry. The only thing I knew was what I saw on YouTube. And also, I had a few family members that have dabbled in trucking in the past. So everything was new to me, and I can tell you this. I learned a lot in 2019 when it comes to hotshot trucking, or when it comes to trucking in general. So today I'm just going to discuss my top 5, and this is coming from a business owner perspective. I'm not a driver. I own a small fleet, so this is coming from a business owner perspective, not coming from a driver. I do have good drivers right now, and I do have a good relationship with them, so so I do kind of understand how it feels to go on the road. But what I'm not seeing a lot of the business, I'm not seeing a lot of people telling the story about the business of actually owning hotshot trucks. So this will come from a business owner perspective. Top 5 things I've learned.
Number 5,
in 2019.
Number 5, I would say equipment. So I decided to go with a Dodge Ram 3500 dually truck with the ISIS transmission. I believe we had the max tow package, if I'm not mistaken. So I love the truck. I was in between a Ford and a Dodge. I decided to go with the Dodge because I love the fact when you press the pedal, you have that burst of power. So I love the Dodge, and I read a lot of reviews, and the Dodge seemed like it'd be the best one. So I have no complaints about the Dodge. I purchased a truck brand new, and I felt by purchasing a truck brand new, it eliminated or decreased the number of breakdowns, and it decreased the number of maintenance that was needed for the actual truck. So no problems there. Love the Dodge Ram 3500 dually truck. I would tell anyone, if you're getting into hotshot trucking, go the Dodge route. That's just my preference. I haven't driven a Ford, but I can just say I haven't had any problems out of the Dodge Ram dually 3500. Trailer wise, I was in between a PJ, a Big Tex, and a Gatormade trailer. I decided to take the Gatormade trailer route. Love the Gatormade trailer. I chose the Gatormade trailer because it's durable, and it's very hefty. It weighs a tad bit more, but as far as the weight, we were able to put, I believe, maybe about 18,000 pounds max onto the actual trailer. So that was a good thing as well. And no problems out of that trailer. So we have multiple trailers. So for the most part, we haven't had any problems with our trailer, except for one trailer. We had axle problems that we had to get replaced. But the company actually sent us an axle. I think the axle cost almost $1,800. The company sent us an axle because it was under warranty, so that was perfect, and we didn't have any problems there. But for the most part, on the truck, normal wear and tear. Trailer-wise, Gatormade was perfect. So my setup is a Dodge Ram 3500 and a Gatormade trailer here. So I have an all-black decked out, all-black 3500, and I have the all-black Gatormade trailer. So it's pretty cool. Lessons learned, what I would do now, knowing what I know now, so keep in mind also I have the trailer that I have is a 40-foot trailer, so it's 35 35 plus 5 with the mega ramps. What I would do now, if I could, or if I decide to buy another truck and trailer, I would purchase a 53-foot step deck trailer, a 53-foot Hotshot step deck trailer. And the reason why I say this is based upon when you're out there on the road or when you're doing dispatching, looking for loads. Keep in mind, I'm a business owner, so I do all the dispatching and things of that nature. I do not like to have limits, so I can't book a load that's going paying $2,500 from Charlotte to Texas. That's a full truckload, 48 feet, 10, 15, 16,000 pounds. I don't have the length to take that. I can't go greater than 40 feet. But with that step deck trailer, it's 53 feet, and it's for a hot shot. So now I wouldn't have any length length restrictions, and that's something that I'm actually looking into now. But that's one thing I wish I would have done then. Now that I've been in the business for almost a whole year. So that's one thing. So anybody who's looking to get into hot shot trucking, before you go and buy the 40-foot trailer, just look into the 53-foot trailer. I think you will definitely get your money back with no problems. Definitely get your money back with no problems. All right, number four. Drivers. drivers. So I got horror stories when it comes to drivers. I believe I went through roughly 7 to 8 drivers over the course of 10 to 11 months. 7 to 8 drivers. And it can be painful because think about this: when your truck is not moving, you still have your truck, your trailer payment, you still have an insurance payment coming up, and we already know how expensive insurance is. So you have all these bills still accumulating, and your truck is sitting and it's not making any money. So drivers are very important. So we went through 7 to 8 drivers, but right now we do have consistent drivers, strong drivers that they're on time. They're on time. They actually drive. They don't take time and sit at truck stops. They're actually on the road. They're driving. They're on time, and they're hungry. So that's one thing you need to look for when you're looking for drivers. Make sure your driver is hungry. And it's the funny thing about it is the driver our best driver, when we hired him, he only had 1 month of trucking experience. He had just graduated from CDL school and trucking school, and we interviewed him, and we actually liked him because he had that grit, and he was actually hungry. He's ready to get on the road, and he actually come home probably every weekend, but he still hit his numbers. Our goal every week, he hit his numbers every week. So that's the good thing about that. But as far as drivers, man, we had one driver that picked up a load from Florida, headed to West Virginia. He stopped off in South Carolina for the weekend, and he was leaving out Sunday night. Sunday night, we didn't hear from him saying he took off. Monday, we didn't hear from him at all. And honestly, we didn't hear back from that guy for 2 months. So he had a load on the back of his trailer going from Florida to West Virginia. And we didn't hear from the guy for 2 months after the fact. It was terrible. But good thing we have a tracker on all of our trucks and our trailers, so we was able to go out there and get the truck and get the trailer and bring it back home. And this was like during our first 2 months on the road, maybe first month and a half this happened. So that was crazy. Another driver that we had, he picked up a load from Pennsylvania, and he was taking that load to Minnesota. I think it was paying maybe like $2,300, going maybe like 1,000 miles, 1,100 miles. So pretty over $2 a mile. So it wasn't a bad load. And he said his mom was sick in Ohio. So he stopped he said he's going to stop in Ohio for a day or two. Like, no problems for the weekend. And he's supposed to get back on the road. Never got back on the road. So eventually we just stopped trying to get in contact with him, and we had to fly a guy from New York to Ohio to pick up the truck, take the load to Minnesota, and then bring the truck all the way back to our location. When I say that was just ridiculous, and that's just money coming out of your pocket because driver. So in this drive, he left the so he left the truck. When he left the truck in Ohio, he left the gas card in the truck. And from my understanding nowadays, people say if a driver leaves the gas car in the truck, that means they quit. So that was crazy. So that was number 4. Number 3, I would say making sure you have your insurance, making sure you have your trailer payment, your truck payment, making sure you have your numbers put together correctly. And the reason why I say that, so we all know insurance is a beast. But one thing I did know, this will definitely come in handy. If you're new to Hotshot trucking, originally, I guess you can say, when you first get your first quote for your insurance quote, say for example, if you have one truck, you may be paying $1,500 a month, right? If you have one truck, because you don't have any type of insurance history built up with the company. But after 2 or 3 months of good driving, you can go back and call the company. They will reduce your your price. So that happened to us because we were with one company, and then this company, that first company that we were with, would not allow us to hire drivers out of the state. Hire drivers out of the state. So we had to find another company. So we eventually went with Progressive. So right now we're with Progressive, and they allow us to hire drivers outside of the state. And when we got with them, the first 2 or 3 months was perfectly fine. And then we just happened to call back in one day just to check the status of to get, I think, the driver's record or something. The driver was thinking about hiring. We're trying to get his record and let them run and see how it would affect our insurance. And the lady's like, hey, you may qualify for a lower rate now that you've been on the road for 2 or 3 months and XYZ. And then they lowered our rate, so that's something to think about. But insurance, truck, trailer payment, all that good stuff you need to know. Gas, get those numbers together so you can know what's your bottom line number. What's the lowest rate per mile you can actually take. Knowing that number will make you and save you a lot of money, because if you're taking a load that's, for example, you may be taking a load that's paying $1,000, but it's going 700 miles, so that's roughly maybe $1.3 a mile, I want to say, maybe $1.30 a mile. If your number is $1.06 a mile, you're losing money by taking that particular load. But if you don't know your actual numbers, you may take a load going from Charlotte to Ohio, going maybe 600 miles, paying $1,000 a load, paying $1,000. But if your number's $1.07 a mile to break even, you're losing money by taking that load. It's more than just saying, okay, I'm making $1,000 to go to Ohio. You have to think about gas. You have to think about, do I have a load coming back? You have to think about, if you have to pay, for example, we have to pay our drivers, right? We have to take care of gas, pay our drivers. You got insurance, you got truck insurance comes out of the loads, you got your truck payment, your trailer payment, all this comes out of the load. And if your break-even number is $1.07 and you're taking a load that's paying $1.04, you're losing money. So now you're in a hole and you have a load on the back of your trailer. So just making sure you know your numbers. And in another video I may get into the details of actual what's your number, how to get your number, and how to exceed your number as well. So that's number 3. Number 2, growth. When you're trying to expand your fleet, take your time. Don't be so eager to get 3, 4, 5 trucks, because with the more trucks you get, the more trailers you get, the more bills you get. The higher your insurance goes. You have to hire a driver. Make sure your driver have a good, clean background. Your expenses goes up as your fleet goes up. Now, the money can definitely be there, and sometimes there are slow times as well. A lot of slow times and a lot of good times. But I would not base expanding my fleet off of the good times. I would base it more so off sustainability. What can you do to sustain? I know with me, for example, the first month, this is the driver that actually that left the truck in South Carolina, but he was doing anywhere from $6,500 to $8,500 a week. That was a week in the first month, and this was I believe this was maybe because we took our first load in end of February, so I believe maybe March. So we started the company in January, took our first load in March. So I would say March, the month of March, he was doing 65 to 8,500 a week. And he, so I was eager, like, man, listen, we had 2 trucks, we can be making double, making the same amount of money, making more money, da da da. So I wanted to go out and buy more trucks, So that's what we did. We went and bought another truck, another trailer. We had to find another driver. We had to put the truck on our insurance, the trailer on our insurance. We had another truck payment, the trailer payment, and it was just more expenses. So what if a truck goes down? If a truck goes down, you still have 2 truck payments, 2 trailer payments. Your insurances went up now, so everything is doubled. And if that truck goes down, now you only have 1 truck there to take care of 2 trucks. So when you're thinking about growth, don't be so quick to go out and just go buy trucks and buy trailers. Take your time, evaluate your business. Keep in mind, we bought our second truck within the first 2 months, or the first 3 months of our company being open. We went and bought another truck. So if I can go back and tell myself last year, I would say, hey, stick with that 1 truck for a little while longer. Understand the business, get your numbers together, make sure you understand all your numbers, your break-even numbers, and all that good stuff before you go out and buy another truck. So take your time when you're purchasing equipment, and take your time when you're trying to expand your fleet. And the most important thing that I learned in 2019 when it comes to Hotshot trucking is rates. rates. Like I just stated, in March, my driver was doing 6,400 to 8,500. In August, my driver may be doing 4,500 to 5,500. That's a $3,000 difference. $3,000 difference, right? So what I learned as far as rates will be high, they will be low. So if you came in how I came in, man, I came in on 2019 after everyone on YouTube was talking about a freaking great 2018. We did great 2018. The rates $3 a mile here, $4 a mile here, $6 a mile here. That's all I heard on YouTube. But when I got into the industry and I saw I saw it for myself, I'm like, okay, it's more like $2 a mile here, $1.09 a mile here. You might get a $3 a mile here. So understanding that rates, so I guess you can say in 2018 rates were high, but in 2019 rates hit the bottom. You can see a lot of companies close down because they couldn't sustain because the rates are so bad. I mean, when I first started, we can take a load from Texas to Charlotte, probably paying $2,500 for a load. Now for a truckload, for a Hotshot, may be paying $1,300, $1,400, $1,500. So times has definitely changed. But the most important thing I learned was how to dispatch my own trucks. How to dispatch my own trucks. So not just saying I know how to dispatch or look on a load board and find loads or build relationships with brokers so they can give me calls and they can call me when they have loads. How to actually load a truck. So my company, my drivers, they do not take full truckloads. We do not take full truckloads at all. Taking a full truckload, you're cheating yourself out of funds. We take only partials. So I'm gonna use an example. If we're going from Texas to Charlotte, we're taking 2 partials from Texas to Charlotte. And if that trip is 1,100 miles. If it's 1,100 miles, we're looking at a partial. We're trying to get 2 partials that's paying us $2,500 combined. So that's $1,250 a piece. So if it's $1,250 a piece, we're looking at maybe like $2.02 a mile, $2.03 a mile. But if we would just take 1 full truckload, we're getting paid $1,500, $1,600. So we're cheating ourselves out of $1,000. So that's why we take only partials, no full truckloads. If the full truckload is not paying over $2.03 a mile or over $2.04 a mile, we're not taking it. And some people may be saying, hey, well, it's only $2.03 a mile, $2.04 a mile. $2.03 a mile and 4 cents a mile is a lot when it comes to rates, how rates are right now. Like, rates are definitely in the gutter, but you have to be able to build your rates out of that. So we take only partials. I think one point in time we had 3 partials on the back of the truck. I mean, if I see something that's 5 feet, 2,000 pounds, and it's paying $1,000, I'm taking it, because that means only 5 feet, 2,000 feet of my truck is occupied, and it's paying $1,000. So if I'm going 1,000 miles, I've already got that dollar amount aspect taken care of, and I'm getting closer and closer to my number, so everything else can be profit. That's the whole purpose. And my drivers, what we normally do, we try to take 1,000 mile trips. So if we pick up something Monday, we're trying to drop it off on Wednesday. We try to stay away from, not saying we don't do it, we try to stay away from picking up Monday, dropping off on Tuesday, picking up Tuesday, dropping off on Wednesday, picking up Wednesday, we try to stay away from that. We do pick up on Monday, drop off on Wednesday, pick up on Wednesday, drop off on Friday, pick up on Friday, drop off on Monday. We try to keep to that formula, and with that, we try to take anything from each load. We try to take at least $2,500, at least $2,500 for the most part. Now, sometimes we will be around the 2,000, but sometimes we may be around the 3,000. We may be around 3,300. So when it comes to the most important thing I learned in 2019 was rates and how to dispatch my own trucks, how to load my own trucks, and that's where the majority of the money came from. So that's my 2019 year in review. My top 5 things that I learned as a business owner. I'm going to do more videos, and keep in mind, I'm coming from the perspective of a business owner, not coming from the perspective of a driver. I own the company. I have drivers. I have a small fleet. So I'm going to kind of give you the ins and outs, and the experiences that I have, the situation that I've experienced since I started trucking, Hotshot trucking, within the past year. So until next time, peace.